Hello.
Hello. What's up?
We're here.
Buttercup.
No.
We're here. It's Olip.
Sugar,
It's
spice, and everything
happening.
nice. It is happening. As I was just explaining to the boys here. I haven't had a whole lot of time to play Harry Potter, so they're lucky I'm here. Because I really want to play Harry Potter.
This is prime Harry Potter time being taken up.
But it's for good reasons. That's all. That's all I gotta say.
Right. The
Hey,
Olip reasons.
Right. Anyways, boys, we'll get right into it. What have you been playing this week?
Dark and Darker. Putting hours into Dark and Darker.
How?
And RuneScape, of course.
Has there been any?
Did you say in RuneScape?
Yeah. Has there been any big updates compared to the last time we played?
Yeah, there have been some changes they've made. I guess the biggest one that I noticed is they added proximity voice chat and party voice chat to the game.
Yes.
So that came in pretty clutch when I was playing with my friends and we saw a solo wizard player. And I shouted into proximity chat, "Gandalf, get over here, you little bitch," and proceeded to chase him down. And we cornered him, and he cast a fireball in my face. But I was playing a barbarian, and they have very high magic resistance.
Right.
So it did like nothing to me, but he blew himself up with his own fireball in the kill feed.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh,
I hope you got a clip of that.
No, I don't. OBS was making my game crash, so I couldn't record a lot of it.
Unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
That is very upsetting to
I
hear.
know.
I would
Yeah.
love
That
to have
was
a clip of you going, "Gandalf, get over here, you little bitch."
It was super
That would be
funny.
amazing. That'd be straight to TikTok. No questions asked.
Especially
man.
with like was it in like your calm voice or whatever, you know what I mean? Where like how you walked me through Hunt.
No,
You know what I mean?
It wasn't the Bob Ross mode. No, I was getting excited. I had the bloodlust, man.
Oh, okay,
I wanted to
okay,
go murder that guy. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Just you die a lot, and like a lot of things are not fair in that
Right.
game.
Of course.
But it's still a lot of fun despite all of that.
It's a battle royale, so a lot of things are not.
I heard they added solo queuing to the game.
Oh yeah, that was another thing. I haven't tried that yet, but yeah, they made it. It's not like solo queue. It's like you go into, or maybe there is a solo queue. I haven't messed with it, but from what I understood, it was like you go in and it's just you in the dungeon and no other players.
Right.
And it's like all these goblins or something. And I heard it's quite difficult.
Oh,
Very, very hard for players to get through.
that's good.
But
though.
you don't have to deal with players trying to kill you, so
It kind of
seems like a
reminds
trade-off.
me of like scav runs a little bit in like Tarkov or something like that. Except
Except scav runs, you do have to worry about players.
Yeah, I was about to say, except for the fact that it's fully PvE kind of thing.
Right.
So.
It's kind of like a safer
Right.
way you can play in
Yeah.
that sense.
So, all right, Tim. What about you, bud?
Lots and lots and lots of Warframe. I've also been playing some other games, like I got back into the Outer Worlds because it was on sale on Humble, so I've been playing it on my Steam Deck. Logan and I have been playing Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator.
Okay,
that's a good
there
one.
you go.
So we definitely had an army of stormtroopers get eaten by like 10 T-Rexes the other day, and that
Oh
was
my
a
God.
ton of fun.
That seems like a good game to play with your kid. Luke does that with his son as well.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I need to go in the workshop because I promised him that tomorrow, since I have the day off and he's got school, I would go on and get some new mods for it so we could play around with some new stuff. So that reminds me, I need to do that either tonight or tomorrow.
Nice.
But yeah, that's pretty much been it for me. There's some games that I have that I've been wanting to get into. Like, I still need to play Dead Space. I have not been able to play Dead Space at all yet. And that's very disappointing to me. But, like, Warframe, if I'm on lunch, I can hop in and play real quick. Or if I'm laying in bed with Sarah and I don't have my headphones on, I can turn it all the way down and I can play a mission real quick and not really worry about not hearing anything. Like, that's fine. It's easy to get in and out of. Dead Space, that's a game that I want to sit down and I want to enjoy and I want the lights off and I want to be pooping my pants.
Right.
So that's one that is there will be 'cause like there were for Dead Space when I played it 10, almost 10 years ago on stream. There probably will be a lot of TikToks of me freaking out when things happen. But yeah, I'm very excited to play that. And I have tomorrow off, so I'm hoping I can get at least a few hours into that. So
Hell yeah.
Sounds
It's
like
beautiful.
Yeah, sounds like y'all been busy. The game that I played the most leading up to today was not Hogwarts Legacy because I've been a little sick the past couple days. I've had a cough from hell. Um, I have been playing Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
Really?
So I picked it up. It was on sale for $12, right? And my cousins had it, and I was like, they asked me to get it before. I didn't snag it.
where did you get it on?
Steam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't buying that on Ubisoft Connect. Fuck that. But
I was gonna say I have it on PlayStation because
okay.
I got it for like $5 when it was
Yeah.
clearance out with the steel case.
Oh, hey, that's a good deal. I like Steelcase.
Yeah, that's the
Justin rolls his eyes at the
benefits of
Steelcase.
running a
Steelcase.
game.
Actually,
here.
speaking of that, you just reminded me, Tim, and I thank you for this.
Oh no! Pull up your
Messed up.
pants,
I don't show my ass unlike you, sir.
or do you?
Yeah, I don't. Here, first, been playing Breakpoint. It's actually a lot of fun. They put in a realism mode basically, which made it more like Wildlands, and not like The Division basically. And then like me and my cousin have been playing it together, so it's a good time. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's fun. But I picked up Tiny Tina's Wonderland the other day, but at my local trade post or whatever, basically GameStop or whatever. And while I was there, I was perusing a little bit, and they had this in the glass case. It's a Gears.
Oh, I've got
my
that.
gosh.
I've got that case downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
it. It's so good.
it was $30, and it's like, but it
Oh
had
fuck! I didn't pay that much for it. Jesus Christ.
no, it's got the game and everything.
Yeah, no, I have the game with the steel. I got it for like
Oh yeah.
much less, a very long time ago.
Yeah.
We
wow.
can't all be you, Tim.
Yeah,
That's the
it's
thing about
probably
GameStop
worth.
is they don't charge you extra for the steel case if you have it. They just sell it as the base version of the game.
Well,
even if
I
it's
mean,
steel
if
case.
you got it a long time ago.
Tim, you
then-
don't work there
I got it a long
anymore.
time ago. I
But
don't.
I also got
then
the
it's-
art book with it,
Hmm?
and I really like it. Anyways, yeah, but let's see if I
That's
get
sick.
an
That's
actual
awesome. That's a
picture.
good find.
Yeah, so and I had some extra cash, and I was just like, okay. I bought Tiny Tina's because I was like, you know what, Emily and I could play this together because I got it on the
Mhm.
Xbox or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was just like, yeah, we could,
Local co-op.
yeah. I was like, yeah, we can play this together. But yeah, I've been playing Breakpoint, and I played some We Who Are About to Die.
Yeah.
Cheapish game, about $20 or whatever. And if you like roguelikes or whatever, it's a good time. Gladiator, with like Tim was talking about it earlier, physics based combat like in Mountain Blade. And it's a good time. And yeah, I don't know. So a little all over the place, and then dabble in about 4 hours of Hogwarts Legacy.
Okay.
I can't speak.
I
today.
have a question about Hogwarts Legacy.
What's up?
How is your house decided?
So one of two ways. And I'm gonna get it. I'll get into a little bit of the problems I had with it the first night. So one way is you can connect your Hogwarts like your Harry Potter like fan account, right? Where you've taken like the quiz and everything, and it'll carry over your house and your thank you. Your wand, right?
Right.
So it'll carry over all that to the game. Well, on the 7th when it dropped, WDB's website went down.
Oh,
I couldn't
sure.
load the app. I couldn't roll it on my phone. I couldn't load it on my computer. Nothing. So I started the game without it being connected, and I had to connect it the next day. And my captain, who was also right around our age, she walks around with a Harry Potter mug or whatever. She also streams, but I don't know like all her stream stuff because I, separate work and video games or whatever. But she sent me a picture the next day because she bought hers on Steam or whatever, and of her automatically connecting her fucking shit. and whatnot.
Oh,
But
yeah.
so that's one way your house is decided. I had to do it the other way, and they just ask you a couple questions. They're very like, if you know what you want, they're very straightforward of like what,
Okay.
you know what I mean. And it's
It's
just
not
like,
like a quiz that will like, oh, you
nah,
don't know what you're gonna get.
No.
no, it's
So
it's
you know how there's the goat in Fallout, or like Morrowind had that quiz at the beginning, the questionnaire that you
yeah,
fill out,
yeah,
and those can decide your classes.
yeah,
It's not that. I watched the game ranks before you buy on it.
yeah, yeah. It's like 2 or 3 questions. It's not a lot.
It's 2 questions.
Yeah,
Very simple.
yeah, and that's
That is such a missed opportunity.
I think it is a little bit, but at the same time, I understand like it's only a missed opportunity. I feel like for people who aren't familiar with the Harry Potter universe, right? Because a lot of people our age have at some point done a quiz to get them sorted into a house, right?
Bro, that's even
And
more.
they want to know where they want to go.
Cody, I don't know how if I don't know if you guys, Justin, you've been to my parents' house. You've seen the trunk that my mom made for me.
Mhm.
I was obsessed as a kid with Harry Potter. Like obsessed. Like when I was 9, I was very disappointed because I was too old to be chosen. Right? I was too old to get my letter. Okay.
You're not the chosen one.
Right. I was too old to get a letter to go to Hogwarts when I
Right.
was 9 years old. So I was very, very disappointed. Read all the books, all that shit. So like for me, if I was gonna play it, I don't know that I will play it, but if I was gonna play it, the Sorting Hat would be like one of the things that I would be looking forward to the most. Like that, like just that experience, because I have that connection. So I feel like you said it's a missed opportunity for those who don't have that connection. I feel like it's more as a fan service, it's a huge opportunity that is just kind of like, nah, we're just gonna do 2 questions.
I feel like a lot of fans are already connecting their Harry Potter Legacy account, that fan account thing, and
be.
and going from there kind of thing, because it comes outside of it carrying over that stuff. You get like a face mask and you get a special robe for whatever house you're in, or whatever, compared to the basic one. So I think, and it's way cool. It's way cooler than the fucking basic one. Like the basic one is just the black robe with like the symbol or the crest on the chest. The other one, it's like in the colors of your house, and like the Ravenclaw one, it's blue and like gray, and it's got a big old raven on the back that you can see the whole time. Like it's way cooler than the fucking basic shit. So
It seems so funny that they like it's cool that they're kind of like harkening back to
Yeah.
that,
yeah,
but it's also weird that they're pushing traffic to this site that probably I assume no one goes on anymore.
not really. I'm assuming not a whole lot of people do. I mean, I'm assuming it's getting a bunch of traffic now, but prior to the game, probably not a whole lot. But yeah, so that's the main ways that they sort kind of thing. It isn't very exciting, but like I was like, I just want to get my house. I want to see Ravenclaw's common room. Like that's what it's not in the books at all. Like they just do Slytherin, and I think they go outside Hufflepuff's common room in the books, and they go into Gryffindor's. They don't ever fucking go near Ravenclaw's common room. So I was just like, I just want to see it, and now I've seen it. I'm excited. It's I don't know. Anyways,
Cool.
yeah, good time. I'll talk more about it later. We got other shit to talk about. So yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, speaking of other things to talk about. I guess I'll leave it up to y'all. Do we want to talk to the Next Fest first or Nintendo Direct?
Well, I think one of them's a lot more exciting than the other.
Yeah, I would agree. It would be the Nintendo Direct because it came out with Justin, I love you. Stuff I don't care about.
Yeah, I did some sorting here. So, Nintendo had their new Direct, and
Yeah.
it was exciting. Things that were not exciting, Pikmin 4, Octopath Traveler 2, a new Samba de Amigo game, more Splatoon 3 DLC, and lots of like remasters, remakes, and reboots. One of which is Metroid Prime, which is actually pretty cool. 'Cause
Yeah,
I've never played Metroid Prime.
I was happy. I know you put this as stuff you don't care about, but I actually like the fact that they're finally remaking some of this stuff or whatever. Granted, it's been low hanging fruit for a long time, and they're just now getting to it, which I think is unfortunate. But outside of that, you know what I mean. Like, also this I don't even play.
They've run out of Wii U and Wii games they can port. So.
That's true. I don't even play Splatoon. That fucking DLC that they showed off or whatever looked dope. I don't know why. I did like
Yeah,
it.
they showed the first one was just like a really basic it's just like you take the hub world from the first game and you can access it, and like it's just like a skin for your hub world. That's whatever. But then they showed the like story DLC,
Yeah.
and it was like I saw this Metal Gear dude I follow, and he posted a picture of the DLC, which is just like this bleak white version of the city, like it's made of coral, and then like a like an octoling, and he what did he call it? He called it like Splatoon Automata or something. It just had like real near vibes.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, honestly, I didn't really continue playing Splatoon 2, and I never picked up 3, but their single player experiences were probably one of the stronger draws that I had to the game. Like, they were very well done. But I don't
I
care
will
about
say
them.
I'm not a Pikmin fan, but I'm kind of surprised that you have Pikmin in your things I don't care about, because I don't personally care about Pikmin all that much, but I feel like we're kind of in the minority on that. I feel like Pikmin's pretty damn popular.
Yeah, I do think a lot of people like it, but
Yeah.
you know what
Nerds.
it's the more popular version of you guys remember Overlord?
Yeah, dude.
Overlord's better, but yeah,
So
absolutely.
cool.
I like
It's definitely
like
the more popular version.
yeah, I Overlord I enjoyed their setting more, but it's the same type of game, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you've
but-
got your different minions,
Yeah.
and
They all
this
do
one's gonna have
different
some
stuff. Yeah.
new little ice Pikmin or whatever, and you get like a dog. It looked like it might have like multiplayer co-op. I don't know if that was a feature before, but it kind of looked like this one is gonna have that.
I mean,
So
I would hope
good
so.
for Pikmin fans.
They need more help in the multiplayer realm. Okay. So I would hope that would have it, because I feel like Splatoon is probably their most popular multiplayer game. If
I mean,
guess.
Smash Bros.
Oh yeah, that's
Mario
true.
Kart.
I don't know.
Mario Kart's a big one.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about those. Speaking of
They got
Mario,
some. You got some.
yeah, Mario Kart's getting new DLC, or well, a new track, I should say.
A new wave.
Yeah.
So I bought the you can buy like the whole like DLC pass or whatever, and I
Right.
did that. So every however many months they put out a new wave for the pass, and it comes
Oh.
with like a whole set of like 4 new tracks each time.
Oh, okay.
So it's like it's pretty cool to see what they end up choosing, and it's like a mix of like tracks from previous games and brand new tracks.
Right.
But this time they're adding a whole new character, which they've done in the past, but I didn't know they were doing any more. So I was excited to see that, and they're adding Birdo, and you can choose like different color Birdos the way that you can with Yoshi.
There you go.
And that's cool. I think Birdo is really gross looking, and I can't wait to see lobbies full of Birdo.
Okay. Yeah. Really gross.
Right.
I still think it's weird that Mario Kart 8 is still getting new content, because that was originally a Wii U game.
Yeah, dude. They're really
So-
stretching that one.
It's
Yeah.
been around for literally 10 years, I think.
Oh,
If
wow.
it's not literally 10 years, it's fucking pushing it.
Yeah.
Even if it would have released on the Switch at this point, it's almost been 10 years since the Switch came out. Just
It's getting there. It's getting
Yeah.
there.
no.
What
Well,
more
six
can you
years.
really do with Mario Kart, you know? Just keep extending this one.
That's true.
It's,
I don't.
it was an unannounced live service game, is what it is.
Yeah.
At least this one's not gonna get the fucking axe like all those ones did this week. But I don't know if we'll have time to talk about all that. So we're gonna continue on with happy things, like the fact that finally, I don't know if this was a feature before. I know people have been clamoring for it, but they're bringing Game Boy games and Game Boy Advance games to the Switch as long as you have their
Yes.
online service.
Yes, this is a new feature. So
Okay.
prior to this, they've been slowly rolling out new systems on their service.
Right.
So we had the NES, the Super Nintendo, and the N64, as well as the Sega Genesis.
Okay.
Strangely, but yeah, today they're officially putting their little Game Boy and Game Boy Advance little emulators on there, and they've got some cool titles that are coming with them. For the Game Boy, the ones that are launching are Tetris, Super Mario Land 2, Link's Awakening DX, some game called Gargoyles Quest, which is like within the Ghost and Goblins IP.
Right.
Some shitty Game and Watch gallery game. Alone in the Dark, New Nightmare.
I didn't know
I
that
guess
was
they
a
made
thing.
an Alone in the Dark game for the Game Boy Color.
I didn't know that.
It was so weird watching that. I was like, is this right?
It looks like a Resident Evil game on the Game Boy.
Yeah, it does. Metroid 2, Wario Land 3, Kirby's Dream Land. That's all of the ones that are coming out right away. They also showcased ones that are coming next. The Oracle of Seasons games, or Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages, Pokemon trading card game, and Kirby Tilt and Tumble. So, not bad. Not a bad start.
No Yu-Gi-Oh, no Pokemon,
Yeah. Yeah.
no Mega Man.
Ooh, Mega Man. I didn't even think about that.
Disappointing.
Yeah.
Disappointed.
I will say Kirby's Dream Land that's a banger. All
That was
right,
good.
like I can't be mad about Kirby, but
No, Kirby's fine. Kirby's great.
yeah, and I mean they hit. My thing is,
Those are the three I cared about, though.
how don't you put Pokemon Yellow on this? Like I just don't like. Come on now. Yeah, like that's just a slam dunk. I am super surprised that they are even going to acknowledge that Pokemon TCG game, and I'm actually really excited for that to come out because I will play that because that game was fucking killer, or whatever back in the day. It was like a really underrated, but I mean there's still good ones there like Super Mario Land and Link's Awakening DX and stuff. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what the fuck Gargoyles Quest is.
No idea, dude.
Yeah.
This is the first I heard of it.
Yeah. Like they had some really out there ones. And it's like, man, you should have been all bangers, and like
I know. It's a weird starting lineup, right?
Right. I just don't. I guess I don't understand. Like, especially because they own all these. Like, what's stopping you from doing the other ones? Like, I don't understand. You know. What I mean?
Some of
They-
I mean,
they're allergic to
there
money.
There must be like IP contentions
Look,
with some of these.
Maybe I need them to. Well, they can be allergic to money for a little bit longer, so I can continue to buy their stock because it's only at $9 a share right now.
Really?
And so,
Wow.
yeah, I've been buying it. I noticed it was $10 like a couple months ago, so I've been putting $25 in it every 2 weeks, just kind of investing.
Yeah, dude.
'Cause
Get,
I
get in
know-
there before the Nintendo Switch 2.
That and when Zelda drops, I already know it's gonna go out when Zelda drops because it's gonna fucking sell.
You know
like
what I
hotcakes.
think is kind of interesting that we don't have in the doc that they did just briefly touch on, but we still didn't see any like gameplay. Advance Wars was delayed for a fucking year,
Oh yeah, I forgot about that delay.
and they said it was because of the Ukraine. But like, it's finally coming in April of this year. By the way, there's still a war in the Ukraine, so is
Yeah.
that why, or was there something else that was a convenient excuse? Because like, it's now coming in April. That's still a thing, and we still have not seen gameplay. They just showed another cartoon-looking cinematic, which is fine. I don't imagine Advance Wars is terribly difficult to get running, but how the fuck did it get delayed for a year and they said nothing about it till all of a sudden, like, oh yeah, it's coming in April?
Yeah, I was
okay.
surprised they didn't show like gameplay or anything.
Yeah, I do
No,
agree.
they
It's
spent,
weird
like,
they
30
didn't show
seconds.
gameplay, but I will also say I do think like you can be it's almost like the Tears of the Kingdom thing, right? For Zelda, you can be respectful, but I mean you can't hold it off forever or like rename a whole IP or you know what I mean? Like
They
like
held
at
it
some-
off. Well, to me, it always seemed like a weird excuse because it's not like it's the only game that exists that war is a theme.
well,
that has
no,
come out in the last year.
I think
Like-
I think the thing is that one side is legitimately based off Russia. and
Yeah, the very
Russian army.
first enemy that you
Yeah.
play against is basically Russia.
I think that it has way more to do with that than the fact that it's war. They just released Fire Emblem Engage or whatever, and that's all that game
Right.
is. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think that's what it has more to do. I love his still suspicious
Sorry,
eyes. Like,
Russia, you're the bad guys. Is that really a surprise? Like, have you
know.
not seen
Look, bro.
Rocky? Have you
Look,
not
bro.
seen Rocky 2? Like, have you not seen any Rambo movie? Russia's the bad guys.
Yeah.
Okay?
I don't know, man. It is what it is.
That's what I'm saying.
So the other half of this, right, the Game Boy Advance,
Yeah.
got me a little more excited because I mean the GBA. I never owned like my own Game Boy Color or like original Game Boy or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So Game Boy Advance was when I first got into handheld gaming.
Mm-hmm.
So we're coming out with Super Mario Advance 4,
Mm-hmm.
WarioWare Inc. Mega Micro Games, some game called Kururin, which I have no idea what that's about.
Yeah.
Mario Kart Super Circuit, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. That is a certified banger. Legend of Zelda Minish Cap. Never played that one. Heard it was really good. And for the titles that they previewed that they're going to be adding to the service, Metroid Fusion. Ben.
Fusion's good. Yeah.
Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. This one's cool. Fire Emblem: The Binding Blade. So this is a Fire Emblem GBA game that was exclusive to Japan, and it was the first game to introduce Roy as a character, who you may know from Super Smash Bros.
Yep.
Because that's the only fucking game he's ever like been a character in America. So this will be like the first time American players can like play that game without like importing it or something. So I'm excited for that. F-Zero Maximum Velocity and Golden Sun. One of the greatest fucking RPGs ever.
Yeah. One that I need to play.
Game.
I need to play that and Chrono Trigger. I need to play both of them at some point.
Still no Yu-Gi-Oh. Still no Pokemon. Still no Mega Man. Makes me sad.
Cry about it.
I will. I'll cry about it in my Steam Deck where I play them anyway. It's fine.
Two other features that I thought were cool. For the Game Boy games, you're gonna have like multiple different visual filters that you can use.
Yeah.
So it has like the original Game Boy filter, Game Boy Color, and I think there is one other one I can't remember. But I like that you're able to overlay those different
You have a
visuals.
DMG one, right?
The what?
DMG, the one where it's like green.
Yeah, that's like the original Game Boy, right?
Yeah.
Sort of,
Yeah.
And the other feature that's cool is they're gonna have for the Game Boy stuff, you're gonna be able to do local and online multiplayer with up to one other person, and for the GBA, the same thing but up to 4 people.
Nice.
Pretty cool. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think outside of, and we'll talk about this in a sec, but the Zelda showing or whatever, this was probably like the most exciting thing I think for a lot of people, because people have been clamoring for this particular feature forever. Like, it made so much sense from day one, and it took them 6 years to get there.
On the portable system, yeah.
Yeah, and like it took them 6 years to get there.
Nintendo takes their sweet ass time, dude.
Well, this is the only thing that worries me about this whole thing. The fact that there's not a new Nintendo Switch coming out, and we're 6 years into this, it has me worried. You know what I mean? Like, they're just now getting to the features that people wanted.
They got a whole backlog of Game Boy games they're gonna be able to sell you now. Instead of giving you a new system, you can just pay them again for all the games you can't play anymore. Unless you emulate them like a dirty pirate.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's the only thing. But I don't want to get all Debbie Downer, because the Direct was pretty good. Justin, I will let you talk about, because I don't think anybody cares about Fantasy Life I.
I just put that in there because I thought you might be interested in it.
My kids might, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I saw that and I was just like, well, I don't know.
Animal Crossing, but RPG
oh, you know
shit.
what? I got this confused with the random fucking like dress up game. Hold on.
Oh no, the fashion designer thing.
No.
No.
Fantasy Life I.
A different game.
I am also not super interested in, but it did remind me a lot of Animal Crossing. Just the way like the characters and stuff are, right?
It's an Animal Crossing where you can like fight creatures.
Yeah, that's really all it is. But no, it wasn't. That's not in my wheelhouse. I know I play some really off the wall shit sometimes, but that's not it. Not for me. But Justin, I'm gonna let you go ahead and gush about the Zelda stuff.
All right. They fucking put out some info about the new Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. We finally got some fucking news, which we assumed we would get today because yesterday they accidentally put up a store page for the game.
Oh yeah.
And it's going to be $70. Let's start with the bad news. So that's the official price tag for this game. I really, part of me was hoping that Nintendo was just gonna like stick at 60 so they could use that and be like, look at us, buy Nintendo, we're still just $60. That's not happening. That is absolutely not what they're doing.
That sucks. That feel like for next gen games, I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. I don't want it to be, but I understand. I don't get it. Like, that feels bad. Like,
hold on, Tim. So you're
what?
saying this is not worth $70?
I'm not saying that Tears of the Kingdom won't be worth $70 because that is the new full price. Okay, that is the new full price. But I think for a full price Switch game, 6 years in, I hope that it runs better than Pokemon. Is all I'm gonna say. Because if it's $70 and it's that level of performance, I'm concerned.
Well, it will run as good as Breath of the Wild, I'm sure.
Yeah, it'll get proper
I
treatment.
hope.
But I will go on the record and say I don't think it's worth $70. It's on a console from 6 years ago, right? Like at least with the PS5 and the Xbox or whatever, they have a reason. They're like, hey, new hardware, it can do more, so we're gonna charge you more. Like
the Xbox One and PS4 version of games don't cost $70; they cost $60.
Yeah, like it just.
I don't think their reason for charging more is because the hardware costs more.
No, it's not. It's because they're like, well, Breath of the Wild was good, really good. So we're going to charge you $70 for this because we know you'll buy it because of the track record is more what it is. In my opinion. I like Breath of the Wild, but I think at this point, what it was or whatever, there's been a few games that have been able to do what Breath of the Wild is, but better. You know what I mean? So I just don't know if Tears of the Kingdom, and this is such a hot take, I know, but I don't know if Tears of the Kingdom is going to be able to live up to that same hype, like that same level of expectation that Breath of the Wild has. Because, disagree with me, but I really think that Ghost of Tsushima does everything Breath of the Wild does, but literally like does it better. Like it does a lot of the same mechanics and stuff, but it's just better in a lot of. In every aspect, in my opinion. I know I'm not obviously the end all be all, but yeah,
I
man.
see where you're coming from with that.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like how is this game on 6-year-old like it's limited hardware, as we know. What is it gonna do to innovate itself to make it live up to the hype that Breath of the Wild like basically put out there? I don't think it's gonna do it, right? So why would I pay $70 for that? That's just kind of my whole thought process on it.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm going to play devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
By your logic, what you just said, let's go back to God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Didn't necessarily do anything better than God of War 2018. Still cost $70 for the new version of the game. Did not on PS4 though. PS4 was $60.
Yeah.
So I will give it that.
Yeah.
That's where that is the part that I think is it would have been I would have been upset if I paid $70 for the PS4 version of the game instead of $70 for the PS5 version of the game.
Right.
And to me, that does bother me that we're paying $70 for.
Do you know the big reason why though you pay that $70 compared to the $60 on the two systems? It's biggest reason. No, not even that. You go from 30 FPS to 60 FPS, which I'm telling you what, in a game like Ghost of Tsushima, makes that game look 1,000 times better just jumping from those frames. Because PlayStation 4 is all locked at 30. You know what I mean? You're not going to get...
The PS4 version on PS5 is unlocked, and it runs beautifully.
But it doesn't look as good. Like, I don't know. Anyways, that's just my opinion.
I upgraded the PS5 version at some point. But, like, yeah, the PS4 version unlocked
But you're paying that $10 extra for that increased performance, right? You're not going to get increased performance with more than likely, right? This game could come out and it'd be like, how the fuck do they do this? It's a technical wonder, you know what I mean?
Well.
You know, it could, because it'll, like I said, it's gonna be given proper treatment on like what Pokemon gets, right? So I don't know. Like I said, a little hot takey.
The value of art is subjective.
That is
Yes.
also true. That is also true.
But what if I told you could buy this game for $50?
I'd be much more inclined to buy it.
Nintendo has this thing called the Nintendo Voucher Program, where you give Nintendo $100 and they give you 2 vouchers. You can use these vouchers to get games on a specific list of games that they have available.
Yeah.
So it's like a limited set of games that you can choose from.
Okay.
But The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is one of those games.
That seems kind of scammy. I'm not gonna lie. So you pay $100 you get 2 vouchers to get $20 off?
No, not $20 off.
Right.
You'd
save
a voucher.
$60.
Yeah.
You get 2
Or 40
vouchers.
Oh,
you can use
I
each
get what you
voucher
mean.
to get a game.
Yeah, you just get the game as is. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So you get 2 games, one of which could be the new Legend of Zelda game.
That's weird.
Isn't it?
Yeah, that's
I have no idea why they have that system.
that actually hurts their own argument.
I mean it does.
Their
Because
argument?
just for
Of it
making
being
the
a
game
so
$70.
it hurts the value of, if they're going to tell us it's a $70 game, but they're also going to be like, or you can give us $100, you get 2 games for $50, and that can be one of them. That hurts their own standing. Like, that's weird. It's so
More sales, less
Working-
value per game, I guess.
working in retail. One thing that you don't do as a manufacturer or a brand, you don't discount your premium products. It's why the 4090 doesn't ever go on sale. It's why the 3090, even now, new ones don't ever go on sale. Or if they do, it's because they have warehouses of them that they need to get rid of because there's new stock coming in. Like, you don't discount your premium products because then they're never, in the eyes of the public, worth that again. So that's weird that they're doing that.
But it's not like they're advertising, this is discounted. It's just if
No.
someone happens to stumble upon this weird system, instead of just paying $70 for Zelda, they'll pay $100 for Zelda and something
I
else.
think it's weird to have a system like that you're not advertising. Like, why have it at all if you don't advertise? Like, that's the weird
Because they're
part
not
to
gonna,
me.
they're
'Cause
gonna
I've
make
never
less
heard of
money
it.
on it. So why would you advertise?
But then
it?
why
The whole
have it to
thing's
fucking
weird.
begin with?
That's
It's
an
a very
excellent question.
Nintendo
Right?
move.
Like, I don't. Okay. Anyways, that is
Nintendo does a lot
interesting.
of things that make me go,
Yeah.
huh?
This
is one of them.
That is interesting. This is all to say. I do expect this game to be good, even though I was just kind of like being negative Nancy about it a minute ago.
It fucking better be
Yeah.
$70.
Yeah. Well,
You
not
know what it
beyond
looks like
that.
to me? It looks like it's going to be kind of we had Ocarina of Time, right?
Right.
And then we had Majora's Mask as
Yeah.
like the creepy sequel.
Yeah.
This feels like the creepy sequel to Breath of the Wild.
Look, if it's anywhere near as good as, I should say beloved, because I didn't really play Majora's Mask. But if it's anywhere near as ends up being as beloved as Majora's Mask, then that's a slam dunk. Like, you can't ask for really more than that. You know what I mean? Long term. So
Yeah. And so yeah, they had some new stuff in the trailer. It looks like the Blood Moon is like a major part of what's going on, and like it's shooting out these things to creatures to beef them up and try to kill you. The voice in the beginning kind of sounded like Matt Mercer to me. Wasn't 100%, but Matt Mercer is the Blood Moon, maybe.
isn't that the D&D guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
They showed off some new enemies, new areas, new weapons, new abilities, which you no longer have the Sheikah Slate, you just have a weird magic arm now.
Okay.
And there's a new amiibo.
Of course there is. I'm not surprised by that. They
Yeah,
gotta
which
sell
I'm
it.
sure will have literally one function in the game
Yeah.
and not work in any other game that uses amiibos.
Yeah. That's,
There's going to be a collector's edition. You guys are going to love this. There's a steel book.
yes. I love steelbooks, man. I do. I don't care.
And yeah, the other big thing is they have the official release date as May 12th. So it is coming up soon.
It's 2 days after my birthday. I will say this: if all games that are $70 automatically came with a steelbook, I would be totally okay with that. Just saying.
But this doesn't automatically come. With
I
a
know it
steelbook.
doesn't. I'm just saying, I would be much more inclined to buy any video game if at $70 it came with a steelbook.
Yeah, because that would be a collector's edition.
Yeah,
And those were $70 before. So you're just saying I would buy collector's editions from last gen pricing.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
So would a lot of people. But now those are $90. Because explain fucking that.
That's all right. I paid $85. Oh my god, I haven't even gotten to that. Anyways,
Oh, what did you pay $85 for?
it's
Now I
about
need to know.
it's about Hogwarts. All right, I guess. Is there any more thoughts about Zelda before we move on?
No, it looks good. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, same. All right,
I am excited for it, even though I don't want to be.
I will say I didn't play. Shocker! I didn't play all the way through Breath of the Wild. You know what I mean? So like, what else is fucking new? Like,
You didn't beat a game?
yeah, but I did play.
No.
I probably put like 30 or 40 hours into Breath of the Wild. I had a good time with it. So I am
glad we don't actually do that many full reviews because like we don't usually.
Bro, you wouldn't get me to fucking finish a game. Like, that's part of the reason why I was just like, I tried it a couple times. I was like, man.
Did you ever finish Chernobylite?
Mm-mm.
I'm glad I did the review on that one. We talked about it. You were like, I kind of want to review it. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
You're like, let me finish it first. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
I waited a couple days. I was like, you can finish it. Nah, I'm playing something else now.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm just gonna do it.
Anyways, Hogwarts Legacy, pissed me off a little bit.
Stop pointing.
outside
Sorry.
of the fucking non-connection thing. Guess what happened? All that cool stuff that you were supposed to only get with your PS5 version on the deluxe edition, my captain who bought it on Steam got all of it
Oh.
for $10 cheaper.
Wait,
Oh
what?
no.
Yes, all the deluxe, like, extra content or whatever that was supposed to be PS5 exclusive. Right?
I thought that was literally just a quest that was supposed to be PS5. There's one quest line that's PS5.
No,
exclusive.
it was also, I think it was also supposed to be a couple other things, but I don't really know.
As someone who had to sell pre-orders for this game, let me tell you, it's one quest line.
Well,
That's
it was that, and I think it was it was something about Hogsmeade. Anyways, I don't remember. But anyway,
one quest line, and it involves Hogsmeade, and it's PS5 exclusive.
Okay. Well, anyways,
I sold pre-orders.
apparently my captain got all that stuff with the Steam Deluxe version, and I was just like, these motherfuckers, because
You
PlayStation
paid for the hardware.
right. PlayStation has the worst fucking digital return policy on the goddamn planet. So like once I bought it, I was stuck. Like it didn't matter, right?
Correct.
So yeah, a little irritated about that. Not gonna lie, because I would have much rather bought it on my PC and played it on my 3090, and maybe had a FOV slider because this game desperately needs one.
I have a friend who has a worse story about trying to purchase Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh God, tell me.
He's a big Harry Potter fan, him and his wife both.
Yep.
And he was excited for Hogwarts Legacy.
Yep.
So he pre-ordered the game.
Yep.
And him and his wife will usually like each get like a game on their own console. So like he'll play on the PlayStation and she'll play on the Xbox. And he went to pick up his physical pre-order of Hogwarts Legacy, which he pre-ordered for the PlayStation 4. Which doesn't come out until April, which he found out today.
Oh no!
So that sucked, and he was like, "Fuck, well, whatever. I'll just go home and play it on the Xbox. I pre-ordered the digital edition on the Xbox. That will be fine." Goes home, goes to play it, and
one version.
he pre-ordered the Series SX version, but has the previous Xbox.
Bruh.
Rip.
Why did he pre-order?
Listen,
Okay.
this is simply this is not something to examine the reasoning behind.
Yeah.
Just another tragic example of gaming gone wrong.
Yeah. I that is unfortunate. I feel bad for them.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers. T's and P's, everybody. T's and P's. But I have kind of like just complained about Hogwarts Legacy. I will say so far I'm having a very good time with it. Collecting the field guide pages is a ton of fun. Or whatever.
What's that?
So the way the story works is you're starting as a 5th year. They don't really explain why you started late. You're just starting late, right? And so they're like, here, we're going to give you this thing called a field guide to help you catch up to everybody else, right? And there's these things called field guide pages that you can go around and collect, and they're like little snippets. Like, I found one earlier. Some dumbass wizard built his house elf armor, like plate armor, like no joke. And it's like a little snippet, like, this wizard built this armor to so his house elf could protect him in battle. Too bad he didn't realize that armor still counts as clothes, and as soon as the house elf put it on, he apparated away, just like ditched him, right? Like little stuff like that.
That's fun.
Yeah, but there's stuff like that everywhere. There's also a full set of troll armor, which is cool to look at. I don't know. There's it's just little things all over the place. Also, something that I think is really fucking cool is that they made canon that in Harry Potter you can do magic without a wand. And they made it canon in one of the first fucking missions if you talk some of the extra dialogue with one of the companion characters or whatever.
Is canon a strong word here?
I would consider this game canon.
Okay.
Only reason I say that is because these are all events that happened before the Harry Potter saga, so it doesn't interrupt any of that. So
by that logic, well, I don't know why not. Other than
J.K. Rowling had nothing to do with it. I mean, that's the only real reason why we can say no.
Probably a good thing,
right? Yeah.
But no, so from a WB Games perspective.
Yeah.
Even though now certain characters from Shadow and the Shadow of series are canon, Talion's not considered canon.
Yeah.
A whole storyline didn't happen. Not canon.
I would say that your main character in this game is probably not canon, but this is like a side character who comes from a different wizarding school that describes some of that stuff that they do there, and that not very many people use wands at said wizarding school.
Okay.
So so it's like cool backstory that you wouldn't get otherwise, right? You know what I mean? Which has been fun. I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds like it does a good job of kind of world building.
Yeah.
World building the place up.
Also, voice acting on point everywhere, and I'm talking when they talk about how this game is very does a lot of good job with representation and stuff like that, just kind of in a general sense. The character I was talking about is from starts with a U, and I want to say it's Uganda, but I think that's wrong because I was half asleep while I was playing this. But the voice acting for that character is very good, right? You can tell they're obviously from.
Trying to figure out what the fuck you're confusing with a Uganda. I don't. Trying to think of countries that start with a U. I got Uganda, Uzbekistan, Uruguay.
Is it Uruguay? Hold on.
Geography with Olive.
Right? Yeah. No, it's not Uganda. Hold on. Where
you want to just do the accent for us?
No. You guys have heard me try to do accents.
Sidestep that trap.
Yeah.
It's a trap.
No. Where is the Gryffindor?
Did we talk about how Cody's watching all the Star Wars movies?
Oh, we didn't. While I'm typing this, hold on. No, I don't want the common room. I don't want the common room. Where's the Gryffindor side character from in Hogwarts Legacy?
Are you asking Jeeves?
Yeah. No. Character.
He's binging it.
Yes.
Don't use that word with me.
I don't. Hold on. Where the hell is this chick's name? Oh.
Look.
Natsai
never gonna figure it out.
Onai's is the name of the character. And where the fuck is she from?
That tells me exactly where she's
From a
from. Thank
galaxy
you.
far, far away.
Yeah, hold on.
That's a Star Wars name if I've ever heard one. She's a Jedi. That explains why she can do magic without a wand. I understand now. So Jedis are canon in Harry Potter. Understood.
You can always tell it's a Star Wars name if they're just weird replacement letters. Yeah, his name is Jason, but it's Jacen.
Okay, yeah. So her and her mother moved or lived in Uganda, and I think the way this is said is Wagadu, is the name of the school, or whatever.
Mm.
So, and that's the school that she went to in
Say that
Uganda.
again?
Wagadu.
I don't know what he did, but all right.
Okay. Anyways, that's the school that she attended, and they also give it more backstory, and they're like, it's like the biggest wizarding school in the world, like size wise, and it's like carved into the side of a mountain in Uganda.
Cool.
Like, it's super cool. Like, it's super cool backstory just that you get from just asking a couple extra questions and like the dialogue. So yeah, but yeah, you got her and like I don't know. There's a lot of really good representation so far in the first few hours of the game. Anyways, so
Oh, what's Wakanda?
well, Wakanda's a movie.
Wakanda's a fictional place in a different movie franchise. Yes.
Yes, it is. Anyways, I can stop talking about
Wakadu
Hogwarts.
forever.
And do you guys want to do you want me to describe my Star Wars viewing experience?
Yeah, let's start.
Please.
For anyone who's new to the podcast,
Yeah.
Cody is not a Star Wars person.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to find out why. Like I'm literally on a quest to be like, why am I not hooked
He's
by
trying
Star
to
Wars?
like Star Wars.
I'm giving it a good shot. I'm giving
Yeah.
it a good shot. So I finished the first 4 movies and watching them in chronological order, not in, the actual release order. So shit actually kind of makes sense. Tim got a call last week. It might have been last Thursday. I was so at my job currently, I'm doing a lot of like data entry type stuff. We're tracking people's training on like Excel spreadsheets that I'm having to like enter in the training dates and stuff. So like I have the movie on my phone and I'm listening to it with one headphone on and I'm just like tippy typing away. And I'm listening to the first movie and I get to the part where Qui-Gon's asking Anakin's mom like, so who's the dad, right? And she goes, there is no dad. And I stopped the movie and I went, what the fuck? And I called Tim and he answered the phone. It's 9:30 in the morning. It's 9:30 in the morning on like a Thursday. And he's like, hello? Because I don't call Tim. Tim calls me. It's very rare I call Tim. And he's like, hello? And I was like, Anakin's Jesus? And he's like, what? He's like, no hello, no nothing. That's how we're going to start the conversation? Anakin's Jesus? And I was like, Anakin's Jesus. Like, what the fuck? What is happening? Like, what is this? And he's like, welcome to knowing what everybody else found out about 20 years ago. And I was just like, what? He's like, that's the chosen one. That's how it works. And I was like, okay. All right. I
thought it was hilarious because literally, this is a movie that I obsessed about as a kid, right?
Yeah.
And so this is all like movies that most of us watched growing
I've
up.
seen these movies, FYI.
I understand that you've seen them, but you clearly didn't absorb any of them.
Not even
that's
a little
like
bit.
one of the key points to the whole story of the franchise is that Anakin is he's basically Star Wars Jesus. He's the Force Jesus. His dad is the Force instead of God. It's the Force. Right.
Well, yeah.
So that's why his metachlorian count is off the charts, right? Because he is the Force.
Yeah.
And Cody is now finding this out as a 32-year-old man, calling me, going, "He's Jesus." It's like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna call me and just be like, "Wait a minute, they cut Darth Maul in half, but he comes back in the Clone Wars."
No.
It's like, yeah, man.
No.
I don't know
I
what
know
to tell
about
you.
that one. I know about that one. But no. So like that was movie 1 for me. I was like, how the fuck? This kid's Jesus. Like I don't understand. You know what I mean? I was like, all right. Other than that, I wasn't very impressed with movie 1. I was actually super unimpressed. Because
As you should be as a 32-year-old man.
yeah. Well, no, just
Be
from
more concerned if you were like, this movie was amazing.
no. You know what? I will say I did really like the third one. I did actually like legitimately. I was like, oh my god, this is the best one of this bunch. But anyways, so I watched the first one. Felt very much like they figured out what action scenes they wanted, and then they just like made a plot around it. You know what I mean? And I was like, this is bad. Like, also other observation. Star Wars
Lightsaber duel in the entire franchise, though.
That's
and I'll
true.
die on that hill.
Well, that one, and then also the third one. But anyways, Star Wars is the only fucking series that could get away with doing a total like 5-minute dump of exposition that's not even told to you. You have to fucking read it and get away with it. Okay? It is awful. Yes. It is awful. Awful. Like I'm jumping around a little bit here. When I started the fourth movie today, I was like, okay, this is a movie that came out in 1977. Nobody knew shit about Star Wars. Not a damn thing. 5 minutes of exposition, and then all of a sudden they're just shooting at each other in a fucking starship, and Darth Vader's there. Like, you have no context. And then there's like a 15-minute chunk right after that where there's no talking. It's just beep boops by fucking robots or whatever, because R2-D2 gets caught by Jawas and shit or whatever. Like, what? How is this a good movie? Like, I don't understand. And then Obi-Wan's around for fucking 20 minutes, and all of a sudden Luke knows the goddamn Force, and then he gets so mad when Obi-Wan decides to become fucking Navi. Like, I don't understand. That movie sucks. Okay? It's not good.
Hot take.
I know it's a hot take.
Again, 1977.
I understand.
Nobody knew shit about Star Wars. And also, have you watched any other sci-fi movies from the 70s? Because,
No.
if you look at Star Wars as a film now and you compare it to modern-day sci-fi films, the effects aren't great. There's a lot of things of it that were bad. It was fucking mind-blowing
I'm
then.
not even...
Especially compared to... Most of them were dog trash. So, like, yeah...
I'm not talking
not
about
great.
effects. I'm talking about plot. The plot is bad.
I'm also talking about plot.
The plot is bad.
Most fantasy and sci-fi movies from that era are worse.
Well,
most, not all.
Okay, that's fine.
most.
Why is it an 8.6 on IMDb in the year 2023? It's not. It's not. Also, I like how they like tried to establish that Luke's a pilot, and then all of a sudden he's just flying a fucking X-fighter or X-wing, my bad, against Darth Vader, and fucking Obi-Wan's at his head being Navi going, use the Force, Luke. Use the Force instead of fucking using your goddamn computer to shoot into something that's like this big. I had feelings about that fourth movie today. But anyways, I'm gonna make this shorter. First movie, bad. Second movie, worse. Third movie, fantastic. I really like that fucking movie. It does a really good job of wrapping everything up. Anakin is a much better character in the third movie than he is in I don't mind him in the first one. He's that kid who played him or whatever was pretty dope. But there was a lot of scenes I liked in the third one, like when Anakin says bye to Obi-Wan, and they had Anakin's in like the dark and Obi-Wan's in like the light. Like, I like that. I also
that was Spielberg, right?
Was it? I don't know.
I think he
I was just
directed
kind of watching
that one.
The other scene that I really liked in that movie was Yoda and Palpatine fighting, or Darth Sidious fighting in the Senate. I was like, like, outside of the fact that fight is bomb, I love the fact that it's in the Senate, because it's literally like democracy fighting a dictatorship or whatever, and like with the symbolism and shit. I was like, this is fantastic. I absolutely love this. I love everything about this. Also,
Lucas directed it, by the way.
Did he?
Mm-hmm. George Lucas directed the entire. So the first 6 movies.
Yeah.
All directed by George Lucas.
Okay. Well,
I believe he collabed with Spielberg on that one, though.
He must have, because that movie is way better than the first two. Like, not even in the same realm.
So I did think it was funny today, though, in the chat.
Yeah.
There was, again, you're having the realizations that we all had in middle school.
Yes.
About, like, Anakin being driven to the dark side because the Jedi and how they were acting and all this shit. It's like, yeah, man, this is correct.
You know what? Anakin...
I'm glad that you're seeing this and coming to the same conclusion as anyone else who saw the movie. However, it's weird that you're like, you've seen these movies and you're just now putting this together because you're actually paying attention to it.
Right. Like, when I originally watched them, I went and saw them with my dad, right? And I was like, ooh, pretty lightsabers. Pew, pew, pew. And, like, lasers and shit. Like, I didn't give a shit about the plot. Now I'm 31 and I actually listen to the words that are coming out of everybody's mouth, and I'm not just waiting for the action scene to happen. You know what I mean? So it's like... And now it's like, oh, okay, this makes more sense. Also, in the second movie, I brought this up in the chat, they mention... I think it's... Mace Windu's all like, I think it's time that we tell the Senate that our powers with the Force have weakened. Never mentioned again. Not even a little bit. There's nothing mentioned about it again. Like, that's a whole plot point that could have been expounded on. Not really.
Yeah.
When?
Cloudy. Our vision is like multiple times. That's what the fuck they're talking about, bro.
But
they don't outright admit it at any point up until that point, but it's hinted at throughout the first three movies.
The way it's described when Mace Windu says it compared to those.
Mace Windu. He said Mace Windu.
I did. Mace Windu says it compared to like when they're talking like that is when they're talking about like they're cloudy, like they can't see as far and whatnot. They're like, oh, the dark side is like clouding our vision. Not, hey, we suck now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that's
not how it came across.
Right. Like it's not the same. Like, so if it's meant that way, then it was very poorly conveyed. But it doesn't seem like it was meant that way. It seems like
bad dialogue in Star Wars.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
No,
that is definitely a thing.
Yeah, so I don't know, but
again, written and directed by George Lucas.
Also, with the fourth one,
bad dialogue.
With the fourth one. Why the fuck was he pushing so hard for Luke and Leia to like basically fuck, knowing that they're brother and sister?
What? Who?
What?
The director.
No.
Like they keep. Yeah. No. You can't tell me no. Leia all kisses him on the cheek and or whatever before they swing across the thing, and they're like, for luck. And then he gets out of the freaking X-wing after he blows up the Death Star, and they literally have a moment when they look at each other. Looks like they're about to fucking kiss, and then all of a sudden Han Solo runs up, so they don't do it. It's weird. I mean,
George Lucas is sitting back there laughing like they don't know that they're siblings.
Bro, when Luke first sees her on a goddamn hologram, which is totally blue, you don't get any details out of this. He's like, oh my god, she's beautiful. The fuck? Like,
He's never seen a woman before. He lives on a fucking moisture farm.
Desert.
I'm just saying, like,
he thinks womp rats look good, dude.
You know, like it's not Game of Thrones bad, obviously, but you know what I mean. Like it's just
because they don't have babies together. No, it's not Game of Thrones bad.
But
congratulations, it's not a high bar to cross, but we crossed it.
I don't know, man. I was just, I have enjoyed watching these. I will say that I have enjoyed watching them. But I'm enjoying watching it in a different way.
Are the best two.
Okay. I don't have high hopes.
Empire and Return.
Yeah.
Best two. By a long mile.
Yeah.
So Cody, give me your favorite and least favorite characters so far.
My favorite characters?
This will be interesting.
My favorite character probably actually is Obi-Wan. And I think it's probably because he's the most stable character. Yeah. And he's in all the movies.
That is the correct answer.
A lot of people you can kind of view the movies as Obi-Wan's story.
Right.
Since he's in them throughout and you see his development.
Right, yeah.
As someone who read the Obi-Wan books as a little kid,
I
agree.
Dude.
I agree. That is his story.
That.
Yeah.
All right, Cody, now the second half of that question. This is very important. There's a right answer.
Oh god.
I'm not gonna say Jar Jar for my least favorite character.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's low hanging fruit. That's fair.
Yeah. My least favorite character.
Leia, because she tries to bang her
having
brother.
only
No.
seen the first 4 movies.
Yeah, I'm actually
there is
trying
a
to think because I
correct
haven't
answer.
really thought about that.
Because there's one who is exceptionally annoying.
I haven't really. I don't.
But not Jar Jar Binks.
It's not
Yeah.
Jar Jar.
Oh, I think I know who Jim's thinking of now.
I don't know that you do.
Hmm.
You might.
Least favorite. That's actually a fantastic question because I'm thinking about it and I don't really know. I didn't really
Tim,
hate any
Is
of
it
the characters.
C3PO?
No.
Dang.
That's a good answer, though. It's episode 4, Luke. He's so fucking whiny, bro. He's so goddamn whiny the whole movie.
That is true,
Yeah.
but I
Uncle Ben. It's
Yeah.
like, well, he grows up a lot in the next 2 movies,
Right.
and thank fucking God, because even though as a someone who has watched the movie since I was a baby, a wee little baby,
yeah.
I remember when they did a re-release of episode 1 in theaters. My dad brought me to see it when I was a little fucking kid. So those have been like, I would throw those on and go to bed at night. Like those were my favorite fucking movies forever.
Right.
Still are to this day.
Right.
But as an adult watching episode 4 hurts because Luke is such a whiny little bitch for most of the movie. It's the same reason why I hate Anakin in episode 2. He is such a teenager. It hurts.
Yes. He's an asshole in episode 2. I will say
I don't like either of the Skywalkers, who are the main protagonists of the first 3 movies or first 4 movies, because of it, like in whole ass movies, because they are just whiny bitches. I love it.
I will say I give a leeway to that for the protagonist always in like the first book or first movie because
The hero's journey.
right, it is part of the hero's journey. The whole life's being upended and they're learning new shit and they don't know what's going on and like they're just kind of so like I think I have a little bit more patience for that. I understand what you're saying because as soon as you said it, I was like, oh yeah, he is kind of a whiny little shit throughout the whole fucking movie or whatever.
But
Him screaming for C3PO while the garbage compactor hurt my ears because he's literally like. Like he's just like
Freaking out,
screaming
dude. He's
his
gonna get crushed.
yeah but it's not even like
in his defense in that scene, like Justin said, he was about to be crushed to death by a trash compactor.
Yeah.
That is like the least glorious way you can die. He's literally in sewage. Like, come on.
Sorry, what was with the fucking garbage monster? Like, does that show up anywhere else? And like
No.
Probably other Star Destroyers or whatever.
Other video games.
So it's not like in books or anything because it was just super
Probably,
weird.
but
Also,
remember
the thing that this hurt my brain thinking about it. He's getting drugged underwater in that scene, but they're in ankle deep water. So I don't understand. I don't understand.
you can drown in 6 inches of water, bro.
You can't. But his whole body's submerging. Like Han Solo's like going to where he was when he first gets drugged under, and he's like moving his hand, and there's nobody there. He's fucking disappeared. And I was like, oh, maybe it's like a drainage thing that he got kind of pulled down. Because, I don't know what the fuck's happening. And then he comes back up, and he's like, he's getting choked to death. And I'm like, what? How didn't you see him? Where the fuck did he come from? Fucking La La Land? Narnia?
Okay, I will say I don't think it was ankle deep, but yeah, it was
very shallow.
It was
water.
not very. Yeah, I think it was like knee deep, but knee deep is enough for
It's
a skinny boy to lay down in.
It's not knee deep. It's maybe shin deep. Maybe. What the hell?
He's literally looking it up.
He's gonna look it up, and he's gonna see it. There's garbage that's higher than, like, way higher than the water, right? So, I don't know.
There's definitely garbage that sticks out of the water. That's for sure.
Well, let me say
Bro,
this.
it's knee deep. He's knee deep. I'm watching the scene right
You're
now.
knee deep.
If you have patience for a character being a whiny bitch, then maybe you'll make it through the new trilogy.
No, I won't. I'm not gonna rewatch that. I won't rewatch that. I couldn't finish the third movie. The only one that I actually enjoyed, that I was like, oh, this is fine, right? Like, it's not the end of the world, was the first one of the new trilogy.
Yeah, I thought the first one was good.
First one was good. Yeah.
Yeah, like I didn't mind it. Second one, I was like, okay, there's a whole plot point here that literally doesn't matter and didn't need to be in the movie. And the third one I didn't finish.
Trash.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
the third one, I didn't watch until last year.
I don't know why you watched
That
it.
is fucking sick because I had to. I've seen every other Star Wars
You
movie.
don't have to.
I've
You can
literally-
ignore
literally-
it. You can
Yeah.
ignore it like how people ignore Command and Conquer 4.
No, I had to. I had to. It exists and it is canon, and I needed to know how bad it was. And Sarah and I sat down one day because we have Disney Plus. We're like, all right, I guess we're just gonna finally watch it. And we'll say it's not the worst movie I've ever seen, but it is the worst Star Wars movie, and that
Yeah.
is saying something because Episode 1 exists. Episode 1 again, best fight scene in any fucking any
I
Star Wars
really,
movie,
I
period,
really
bro.
respect the.
Darth Maul beast.
I really respect the fight scene with Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
That's
iconic.
I remember
That's a good
seeing.
one.
I remember
The
seeing that
lightsaber
fight.
duels are the best part of those movies. They're the
Always.
reason to watch Star Wars. Period.
Right, always.
Like that's also the reason why when I did this again on my Steam Deck when I replayed it last summer. When I played the Jedi Knight Dark Forces games, when I got to each duel that you have with the Dark Jedi throughout those games, I save at the beginning of each duel so I can go back and do the duels as I see fit.
Yeah.
Like it's why I played on MSN Gaming Zone. There were like entire fucking rooms that it was just lightsaber duels, no force powers. That's it. That's the whole thing that you're doing. And that was
Yeah.
I miss those days, man.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
what's up?
Cody, have you watched the spin-off movies?
My favorite Star Wars movie. I think it's called Rogue One.
Rogue One's amazing.
Yeah.
Rogue
I
One's amazing, especially as a
absolutely
setup
love that
movie for
fucking movie.
Episode 4.
Yeah.
Mm.
As-
Oh, is it a set? Oh, it is. I didn't
Yeah,
even think
because
about
if-
that.
at
I
the
should have
very
watched that
end of Rogue
first.
One- Bro,
Ah!
at the very end of Rogue One, that is the setup
Yeah.
for like.
Yeah. Fuck.
If you watch Rogue One right before Episode 1, you understand why they're freaking the fuck out that Darth Vader's there, because you watch him at the very end of Rogue One just
Fucking murdering
chop
people.
motherfuckers down. Like it's so Rogue One outside of
I need to go
Obi-Wan.
watch it now.
So Obi-Wan is also one that I would recommend watching at some point here, like the TV
series?
series. It's so good. It is.
Hold on.
Those are the what?
When should I watch it? Should I watch it now since I've already seen when Obi-Wan?
Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've
Yeah, I
seen
would-
4 or so.
Yeah, I would say watching Obi-Wan the series and then Rogue One into Episode 4 is probably in future recommended.
Yeah.
But like you already watched Episode 4, so it's
Yeah.
not a huge.
Yeah.
But like the reason that those are two of my favorite pieces of media when it comes to Star Wars, they're the first times. Because Darth Vader is always alluded. Everybody's terrified of Darth Vader. He does all this terrible shit. Everyone's horrified of him. And you read about it in books, and you read about it in the comic books and everything that they still make. Marvel makes them, by the way. But the first time you ever get to see Darth Vader do Darth Vader shit on camera,
Yeah.
where he looks like a terrifying entity, first time is Rogue One.
Yeah.
Second time is definitely if you watch Obi-Wan, like the episodes where, oh my god, he is a horrifying creature in those. Like it's
Yeah.
amazing. It's so good.
That's actually something I'm excited for because I think now that I'm watching these like this, it'll give me the appetite to finish.
By the way, y'all didn't even know.
No, I didn't. It'll give me the appetite to finish something like The Mandalorian.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mando's amazing.
Yeah. Or what was that other one that came out? The Boba Fett stuff.
Book of Boba Fett.
Book of
Yeah.
Boba Fett.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah. Like
it
finish
had
that
a bad
'cause-
start, but it ended strong, and
Well-
then it eventually just became episodes of The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I
It
remember
was
you
fun
guys saying
though.
that.
It was fun.
I think what this gives me is just like overall it just gives me more context for those shows, right?
Right.
Now that I have watched the movies and I'm not just 11 going, "Whoa, look, pretty lights." You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, you have an appreciation for the
right.
planets and the
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah, Alderaan
Yeah, I
getting
think-
blown up, like holy fuck.
I do think it's funny that the Mando might be still my one of my. I've said this about a lot of Star Wars content today, but the Mando is probably one of my favorite character in this outside of Boba Fett in the Star
Yeah.
Wars universe because you can kind of treat him for a good chunk of the series as a silent protagonist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anybody could be under the helmet. And then eventually the helmet comes off, but anybody could be under that helmet,
Oh, they
and that
don't
makes it cool.
they don't Halo him the whole time. like the Halo video games, not this show. Nobody.
Yeah,
Dude.
you do see Pedro Pascal's face, or Pablo
Eventually.
Pedro, Pablo. I'm fucking up his name.
I can't recall.
Is it Pablo Pascal?
Yeah.
I think it's Pablo Pascal. I don't know why I called him Pedro.
Yeah.
I'm like 99% sure that I got his name wrong, and he's one of my favorite fucking actors. So,
But anyways, while he looks that up, I think
yeah, it's Pablo Pascal.
I think I'll actually. I'm playing Hogwarts Legacy now, but I think I'm a little bit appreciative that the Jedi Survivor got delayed, because now I think it would give me time to actually do Jedi Outcast, and I think
Did we ever
now.
talk about that it got delayed.
I don't know if we did, but yeah, it got delayed. It got a minor delay. It's like 6 weeks, and it's just like a polishing delay. It's just like.
Yeah, they confirmed that content's complete. They're
Right.
just polishing.
Right. Oh, one other thing about Hogwarts Legacy, they actually put a canon reason why Quidditch isn't in the fucking game.
Really?
Yes, it's in the opening sequence or whatever, and they said
So they explained it away so that nobody can bitch anymore.
It's literally.
Like, listen, we know it's not in. Shut up about it.
Well, because they said it wasn't going to be in, right? And then obviously
Yeah.
people were upset about it because they have broomstick flying. The Quidditch pitch is in the game, right? They literally just need the function to have fucking Quidditch, right?
What's their story reason?
So Simon Pegg's character, it's one of the boys.
Yeah, the headmaster.
The
right?
headmaster, right? He comes out and says at the very beginning, it's the opening
red onion.
ceremony. Yeah, it's the opening ceremony, and you do the sorting hat, and then as soon as you get done, he's like, "All right, there won't be any Quidditch this year because of the severe injuries that were suffered last year." And blah 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 blah. Yeah, and I'm just like, that's all part of Quidditch, but whatever. I guess.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
They got so sick of people bitching that
Yeah.
they wrote it into the script.
They did, and it's just like a
That's
couple lines, and because he's like,
Terrible.
he's like, it'll give you more time to study or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's just like, all right, fuck you, bro.
That would have been like the blitz ball of this game. Like people just
100%.
be derailed for hours and
100%.
hours just doing Quidditch.
I'm gonna tell you what. I don't expect this to happen, but I know a lot of people have speculated that maybe they do like a Ghost of Tsushima, or they add a Quidditch multiplayer mode, because literally all the functions are in the game, right?
That'd be really cool.
They just
I wonder if they just say fuck it and do a standalone spinoff, kind of like, because when
they
they're
already did on PS2.
yeah, I was gonna say there's a PS2 GameCube game that was just Quidditch.
Yep.
That like was a thing.
Yep.
I almost wonder if they just go, yeah, we're just gonna remake that. We're just
Yeah.
gonna do that again.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad, but I also wouldn't be mad if they just added it in as DLC. I'd pay $10 for Quidditch. Fuck it. So, anyways, we've been talking for a while, so we're gonna call it there.
Yeah.
Hopefully, my Star Wars journey will have continued into next week. It probably will, because I still have stupid data entry shit to do at work. So, I'll probably just keep having them on in the background. So,
Plenty of time for Star Wars.
exactly. So, anyways, boys, closing thoughts.
Thoughts, you say? Thoughts for closing things? There was a new Halo Infinite update,
Oh yeah.
and they added a community playlist where they put game modes and maps from Forge that are popular into just like a matchmaking playlist.
Oh, cool.
Good move.
We should do that.
That is a good move.
We should try like jump together sometime. I don't know. I'm assuming you work this weekend, don't you, Justin?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Maybe like a Monday, something like that.
I also work this weekend.
I
I think I worked 6 days in a row.
Oh,
No.
goody. My closing thought is go enjoy Steam Next Fest. Next Fest. God, I can't speak English. Anyways.
Yeah.
What you got, Tim? What you got?
I downloaded a bunch of Next Fest demos to try out.
Yeah.
But that's not my closing thought. No. May the force be with you and play more games.
All right. We'll be
I'm
back
with you.
next week, Wednesday, 10 p.m. Central. We'll be here talking about whatever the fuck happened that week. So, and maybe my Star Wars journey. We'll see. We'll see.
All right.
Anyways.
May the force be with you.
See you next week. Bye.